Hi, my name is Cherami Leigh, voice of Asuna and Sailor Venus, and you're watching Anime America.
our store to you.
Oh my gosh! Thank you!
10 Sailor Scout posters.
You are so sweet. So I will be sharing these with the other girls because I told them I'd bring them something back from Australia.
There you go.
This is magical. I love this. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for being here.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
With everyone getting into acting and trying to figure out what they want to do with their careers, how did you end up in anime?
Well, I got into anime when I was 18, but I got into acting when I was 5 and a half.
Aww.
And my life ambition at that point was to be on Barney. And when I was 8, I was working on a project with the director of Barney, and I remember thinking, this is it, my dream is coming true, I'm gonna be on the show. Everybody on the show worked on Barney, they said you'd be great on the show. And on my 9th birthday, because I was filming the project over my birthday, he said, I don't want to put you on the show because I think it would ruin your career. And so my dream of being on Barney died when I was 9. But it was great. I had started working on voiceover when I was 7, and I'd worked for Radio Disney at that point, and I still work for Radio Disney. And then when I was 18, I had been working in voiceover and film and television my whole life. And my agent said, hey, would you like to audition for this show called Peach Girl at this company called Funimation? And I said, yeah, sounds great. I had no idea what they did. I thought anime was just Dragon Ball, Pokemon, and Sailor Moon. So I thought, well, it can't be an anime company because those things are already done. And then when I started working for the company, they really opened my eyes and showed me what was out there. But it was just another audition that my agent had sent me on, and I had no idea. If you had told me that working at that company was going to send me around the world meeting people, and I would be working on anime and getting to travel and meet people in various cities on the weekends, I would have said, that's absolutely ridiculous. What a pipe dream. So it's been an incredible ride.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
Now, Cherami, it's actually a very special name. Is there any meaning behind it?
There is. It actually means dear friend in French.
Nice.
So it should be Cherami, but I'm from Texas and nobody was ever gonna say that with a French accent. I got Cherami, Cherami, Cherami. The list goes on and on and on. So yeah.
A moment you just sit there, it's like, oh, that's a new one.
Yeah. Oh, every day, every single day. I'm like, wow. There was one person that looked at my name and took a breath and said, Sherman, right? And I said, yes. I will be Sherman. So there's been some crazy pronunciations. I just usually say yeah to whatever, because I mean it's fun.
Like, sure, close enough.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll take it.
Like with my name, it's spelled with a Y. It was Robyn.
Oh.
One person wrote down Robbin, and I'm like, well, that's new.
Yeah. You worked for that one, but okay, I'll take it. That's hilarious.
You put in an extra letter, I'll take it. So, I just recently uploaded a video of the top 10 best friends of all time, and after 10 years after this incident occurred, people are still crying over Maze Hughes.
Yes!
So when you had to take over as Alicia in the booth, did it all sink in? Like, oh, I have to cry over my father.
I mean, yes, and I'm someone that just watching the anime, for any time that my characters have to cry, I start crying just as a viewer. Mm-hmm. So they actually had to have me do it a couple of times because you couldn't understand the words because I was too emotional. Mm-hmm. And to make matters worse, as soon as I was leaving, after we did that scene, after we did that session, Sonny Strait was coming into the booth and he plays Maze. And so he opened the booth and I was like, Daddy! And the wave of emotion came right back. But yeah, of course, it's so heartbreaking, but it's such an emotional, beautiful moment, and such an iconic moment in anime. It was kind of overwhelming and very surreal to get to work on it. But yeah, no, I cried a lot. Buckets of tears.
10 years later, everyone's still crying. I'm still crying. Like, I'm editing the video. I'm like,
yeah, it's heartbreaking.
And she opens the door and she thinks it's Daddy, but it's Winry. Like,
I know, it's terrible.
Heart.
I know, so sad.
Now, I'd say out of all the roles that you've done, I was mostly impressed with Nisox.
Oh, thank you.
Like, I've heard your voices, and like they sound like really sweet, very high pitched, and then I'm listening to Nisox, I'm like, that's Cherami. Huh. So was there ever a role that you felt you had to really stretch for, like really work the hardest for, or you just had to like really try for it, or you wanted to test a few things, like something that was difficult?
There's been quite a few, and I've had different hurdles as I've gone on in my career, and some of them don't seem like hurdles, but for me it was either an emotional hurdle or like a vocal hurdle for that. For Nisox in particular, Colleen Klinkenbeard, who is the director and she also voiced Scanty, she brought me in and said, I'd like you to play this character. It's one of the deeper voices in the show. And I said, ha ha ha, hilarious. And she's like, no, I know you can do it. It's gonna be great, and I'm gonna coach you through it. And for me, every time a director has said, I think she's capable of doing this, I will, in my mind, think there's no way they're gonna recast me or say this isn't gonna work, but I'm gonna do my best because the director believed in me, and if they saw something, I can't let them down. And so thankfully, they have seen things in me and made me push my boundaries. I was working with Jamie Markey, I think it was on Negama, and she taught me how to do fighting reactions, which I thought, I'm never gonna be able to play a character that's like super intense and super badass and great with swords or great with weapons. And she said, you can do it. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna walk you through it. It's gonna be great. So she taught me all the fighting reactions, and that was very awkward and scary, having a film background and standing in a box and making funny noises. But now I do it all the time. And since I felt like, hey, I can do this lower voice type of role, I've started doing more and more of those roles. I remember the first time that a director said, we want you to try to voice a boy. And I said, no. This is going to be super awkward. I'm going to feel very insecure. And they said, no, you could do it. And it happens every once in a while that people will say, I want you to try this character, and it's going to be fun. And it's something that just gets me out of my head and out of my comfort zone, and I feel a little insecure. And every time I know I'm feeling a little insecure and I see that they are responding to my insecurity with support and saying it's a safe space, just play, it ends up being some of the most rewarding work that I've gotten to do.
All right. So you voiced two of the most iconic female characters recently in anime with Lucy and Asuna. Just seeing everyone just love these two girls to death, dressing up as them, just loving everything that they do. How does it feel voicing those two iconic characters?
I count my lucky stars every single day, no pun intended, with the Celestial Spirits. I don't know how I got so fortunate to voice them, but I'm incredibly grateful. And I love them so dearly, and it's been so much fun getting to voice them. It's the longest I've gotten to voice two characters ever. Usually we get 24, maybe 48 episodes, and with them I have gotten to voice these characters for years now, and so I feel like I know them very well, and I'm still learning things about them with each season, but not just voicing them, but working with the production teams and the directors. It feels like coming home. So we're like one big family, and then when I go to conventions and I see other people be as excited about them and respond to them with so much love and support, it's fantastic. I love coming to conventions, I love getting to go to work, and I feel, so it can be very easy to feel isolated at work when you're in a padded room by yourself, but when I come here and I see people say, oh, I'm so proud to be a part of the Fairy Tale Guild, and they have their tattoos, or dressed up as Asuna and Kirito and saying, I met my husband watching this show, and we were just boyfriend and girlfriend, and we had a sword art wedding. All of that kind of stuff is really amazing, and it reminds us that we're not alone when we're voicing these characters. So it's been more than incredible and so surreal.
It nearly broke my heart when I went to Smash, and there was this cosplaying couple that they dressed every year as Kirito and Asuna.
Aww.
And this year, he was like, I'm gonna plan the program, I'm gonna plan our skit, and it was a marriage proposal. But the AR director, like the AV director handling the video clip, it glitched out and it wouldn't play.
No.
And we're like, no. So he's like, screw it, just tosses the sword.
Oh, yay!
And she said yes.
Yay! Oh, that's so exciting.
And the director's like, please, we have to play that clip. And the AV director's like,
He's like, I don't know, it wasn't me.
All I did was push some buttons.
It was Akihiko Kaiba. He just, you know.
Do it! Yeah. He's just like, don't mind me.
Yeah. That's so good.
It's always difficult when an actor has to step in for a character that already had another actor playing their role. You had to not only voice in Sailor Moon Crystal as Sailor Venus, but you also had to do the redubbing just to try to get the original context back in there, but you had to replace, let me bring up their names, Stephanie Morgenstern and Emile Claire Barlow.
Yeah.
How did that feel?
Terrifying. I was so excited, obviously, to find out I was going to get to work on Sailor Moon, but when I went in to record for my first day, the fear washed over me of how are the fans going to respond. They could easily hate this. They could be like so angry with me that they have like really horrible things to say online or in person, and so I was really terrified. And the director looked at me, he was like, you seem really nervous. What's going on? I was like, I'm terrified that people aren't going to like this. And he said, well, just so you know, we sent all of your auditions for all of the girls that got cast and anyone who auditioned to the creator and the Japanese production team, and your audition for Sailor Moon, all the creator had to hear was you say your name and who you were auditioning for, and she said, that's Sailor Venus. And he said, that's all your audition was, you didn't have to say anything else. So no, if you have her support, like, go into it knowing she's got your back. And I felt really empowered. I was like, I cannot let her down. I cannot let my fellow Guardians down.
Naoko's watching me.
Yes, no kidding. And when we went to the very first Sailor Moon Day in LA at Anime Expo, they had a number of the original cast there. I don't believe that we had the original voice one of the originals for Sailor Venus, but the original voice for Artemis was there. And they announced the cast, and he turned around and he held my hands, and he was like, in his Artemis voice, he said, it's all up to you now, Venus. And I was like, I still get emotional just thinking about it, because it was so beautiful and so wonderful that he was willing to accept me into the world and feel like he was confident enough to pass the torch to us. And whenever we see the other voice actors at conventions, they want us to sit with them, they want to have lunch with us, they want to sign with us, and they could easily say, you know, we want to have the new guard and the old guard and not accept us. And they have been true Sailor Guardians and have been so accepting, and they feel like our big brothers and big sisters. So I can't say anything but the most wonderful things about them, and it's exactly what I imagined of them and hoped for when I watched the series. So they're incredible, and it's made this experience even better.
Nice. I have 2 questions from Twitter.
Okay.
Matt Hatterson, a good fan of Anime America,
Awesome.
wants to know, one of the most shocking character arcs has to be Elizabeth from Black Butler.
Yeah.
From that cutesy girl that wants to be cute for Ciel all the
Yep.
time, into a Master Swords person. What was your reaction when you saw that transformation?
Tears. I cried so much. I was so happy to see that happen for her. And I think, especially for women in general, we feel like we have to look a certain way and act a certain way to be accepted. And I completely related to and understood that pressure, but to see her say, no, I've got to come out and be who I truly am. I was so happy for her, and it was so nice to see that come to fruition. I've had people hint at it for years, and to finally get to see it animated and then get to act it was incredible.
Really nice. Banana Extreme Awesome. That is
Ooh,
a nice name.
Very cool.
Is there a particular incident in the booth, like a blooper, that will just keep playing in your head? Like you made the crew laugh, or you flubbed a line, or like just something that is just plays in your head as a funny moment that happened at the studio?
I wish I could say there was only one. But there are bloopers or jokes or weird experiences that happen every single day. I think the ones that are the most familiar to me are probably the ones that Bryce Papenbrook will leave for me for Sword Art. He is like the ultimate jokester. and he's pretty famous for his bloopers. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, check out SAO bloopers on YouTube.
You want to go?
I'm in the bath right now, but yeah, I'll totally go.
There's a setting on your phone called FaceTime. Use it now.
You're so dirty. And I like it dirty.
I apologize on behalf of Bryce.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, totally.
I actually hosted Omni Expo when all the Attack on Titan people were there.
Oh yeah.
So him just messing around with everybody.
Always. He doesn't know how to not have fun.
Yeah. They're singing the title when they get to Jaeger. He's like. Now for the two random questions.
Okay.
I always try to shake things up a bit with my interviews.
Okay.
If somehow one day you wake up and the next morning everybody is animals,
Okay.
which one would you be?
I'd be a monkey. It's my favorite animal. Yeah.
So now that actually may answer the next question.
Okay.
Because on the day of destiny, when everybody has to choose one, who will you decide?
Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with I believe it's Grookey.
Grookey.
Grookey. That's the one that my husband wants, and so I will choose that in solidarity. But I mean, like, look at they're all cute.
I know, like the grass monkey, the fire bunny, and anxiety.
Also, like, we can sing the Grass Monkey song if that's who we
Exactly.
choose. So, is there a contest? Really?
It's like there's a little bunny, but it's a little grass monkey. Yeah, you gotta go with the group. Well, thank you so much for this interview.
Absolutely.
Anything you wish to say to the fans?
Thank you guys so much for your support and your wonderful comments and for watching the shows so I can keep working on them because I love getting to tell these stories and I love getting to hear how you respond to them. So I hope to see you at a convention very soon. Bye.
We forgot one thing.
What do we forget?
I have a sword.
I have one too, but it's over there and I'm too lazy to get up and get it. Well then, she was in my way. Da, da, da.
Yeah, and they're foam swords.
So we can actually fight with them.
You're gonna hit the camera. So, what did you think of Madmanfest Sydney? Or MadmanAnimefest Sydney?
It was actually very cool. It wasn't as big as Supernova, but it wasn't meant to be. It was actually much more condensed. It was much more spacious, for that matter. And it was just much more on vibe than I was expecting.
There was a lot of hands-on things you could do with crafts and art and tutorials, and there were panels where you could talk to the people from Promised Neverland, and you get to meet Cherami Leigh, which was a Cherami.
Cherami Leigh.
Throughout the whole interview, I was saying Cherami. And when I'm like, okay, now do your interview, she said, hi, I'm Cherami Leigh. And I'm like, I said it wrong throughout the whole interview. Go man, senpai.
Fanfare of the Ducks.
Okay then. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. There was a lot you could do, a lot you could see, and the vendors were all, various, different. Lots of people came to see us at our table. It's like, hey everybody that came to our table, thank you so much for coming over and purchasing our posters.
As well as just for a fun hang in general.
Yep. To Jonathan, thank you so much for doing camera work for us and for actually helping us at the table. It felt kind of bad that he was just standing there and I'm just like, you could go and have fun. He's like, I'm having fun here. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, sweet. Another thing, of course, the video games, fighting video games, as well as a couple of single players. There are people there playing Kingdom Hearts 3, Devil May Cry 5 and whatnot.
Yeah.
But,
especially Devil May Cry 5 because I think the artists from Devil May Cry were there as well.
Yeah, they were. Oh, Devil May Cry 5. I'm going to get that either on the PC or the Xbox. You know why, Sony?
Okay. then.
Censorship, I'm very much against it. I cannot stand it.
I have a PC, yeah, but I like playing on consoles. That's just me.
Yeah.
It was great attending. It was fun looking around and interacting with people. And the interview I had with Cherami was amazing. Thank you so much. And I gave her the Sailor Moon posters, and she said she was going to share them amongst the voice actors when she gets back home. And I'm like, yay!
I heard that she was quite excited herself, wasn't she?
She was really excited to see it and thought they all looked really nice, but was really excited because Robbie, the voice of Tuxedo Mask, he hardly sees any merchandise for him. Like, you'll see a ton of merchandise for Sailor Moon and the Ender Scouts, but hardly anything for Tuxedo Mask, hardly anything for the Outer Scouts. No love. But she was excited to get the posters, and she's like, I can't wait to show these to Robbie. So thank you, Cherami, for the interview, and thank you, Madman, for this amazing opportunity. They allowed me to be as a guest and allowed me to meet with the people, but also sell my products. And they were like, hey, you want that interview with Cherami? I'm just like, yes. So Madman, thank you so much for this amazing opportunity, and hopefully I can help you in any way I can throughout, many years to come. You guys are an awesome company, and I'm just grateful that we could work together.
For sure. And thank you for having me along too. Yeah, I was mostly just collecting footage and manning the desk. It was still good.
Like, I just went in because I was just a guest and I didn't plan to have like a lot there, but I ended up taking too much anyways. And they were like, oh, we're gonna have you interview Cherami on Sunday around 1:30 or 2, and I was like, I don't have anyone at my table. So David was kind enough to help me Sunday.
With the sword in hand.
Yeah, these are like really cool because the guy was like 1 for 20, 2 for 35, and he just buys the 1 for 20, and I throw $15 in. I'm like, bitch, give me a sword.
Yeah, and it was just so adorable when I just had it in hand. And it was a hit with the kids too. Almost lost this sword to a 1-year-old.
Like, no, mine.
I think it was one, may have been less than that.
You never know with babies. Anything else to say before we sign out?
It's Cherami.
Dang it. Cherami. She's used to it because like her name is just so special that like a lot of people tend to mispronounce it. Yeah. I think one person she said in the interview she said, one person called me Sherman. I'm like, just cue in like the scientific equations popping in front of my face now.
Oh, that's glorious. Madfest was mad.
It was an amazing experience. Can't wait to go next year.
Be bigger and better.
Exactly. It'd be interesting to see where they go from here. I'd say their first year was a success, even though the rain, it felt like it scared away a bunch of people. It's been rainy all weekend.
Yeah, and apparently we got like nearly a month's worth of rain in 2 days.
Well, welcome to Sydney. So, coming up next will be... What is next?
Quite a few things.
So, after this video, I plan on working on the anime awards. I know a lot of you have been demanding me to do the anime awards, but there's still a few more that I need to get through. And plus, it was just me planning for Madmanfest, working out other videos, and just taking care of Kingdom Hearts 3 and other stuff for Pop Spectrum. So I am working on the anime awards. Don't you worry about that. And there's gonna be a few other reviews. Like the next Patreon request was I think it's called Siren. It's a manga, like it's just a manga, but people are asking me, do you think it's worthy to get an anime? So that's how I'm gonna judge the manga series over. But also Scott, who has also been supporting myself and sending me a bunch of gifts, he wants me to review Hyper Police, which is, I think it's about a police force with cat girls. Can't go wrong with that. So plenty more stuff for you to look forward to in the future. So be sure to stick around for that. More awesome videos will be on the way, I promise you. Stay tuned, Anime America.
And Voice Actor Magazine is not dead.
What he said. Bye. 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 Bye.
I just made you hit myself.
Hey there, if you like what we do on this channel, be sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. If you wish to support us financially, we do have a Patreon page with numerous rewards to fit your budget. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Anime America, and be sure to check out our other channel, Pop Spectrum. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned, Anime America.